Close enough. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is just an instructional video on how to install all of our Starpicket mount based systems. Let's get into it. Alright guys, Starpickets. Let's have a quick refresher on Starpickets. I'm sure we all know about Starpickets, but basically a Starpicket has got 3 flanges, okay, a V in the back, and 1 flange that has got holes in it. Okay, so with every single one of our Starpicket mounts, the only thing you have to remember is that you point this flange here that's got the holes in it in the direction you want your bees to fly. Okay, so on this Starpicket here, I've got the flange with the holes pointing that way, so my bees are going to fly that way. Okay, that's enough on Starpickets. When you're installing your picket, how high do you put it out of the ground? I like to go about 900 millimeters out of the ground. That way, by the time you put your hive on top, it's still a comfortable height to look inside. You can go lower, of course, but don't go too low to the ground. If you go too high, your hives become painful to look in on a regular basis. So about 900 mil out of the ground is what I recommend. When you are installing your Starpicket, try and use a Starpicket driver like the one that I just used there. It's really important that the top of the Starpicket is not damaged at all when you install it, otherwise the mount won't fit properly. So if you are tempted, just give me 1 second. If you are tempted to use a lump hammer like that, the chances of you damaging the end of the picket are almost guaranteed. Okay, so if you do that, then you're going to have to get a file or a grinder out and clean the top of the picket up, or just cut it off. Okay, so don't damage the top of the picket. Use a Starpicket driver. They're pretty cheap, about 30 bucks from Bunnings. You'll have it for the rest of your life then. So all good. Okay, let's get on to the mounts. All right guys, so let's start with our most basic mount. Okay, this is our universal Starpicket mount. It's just a flat plate. Okay, we've got our 3 prongs on the back that sit over your Starpicket here. 5mm plate steel. This thing's going to outlast your grandchildren's children. Okay, so with all of our Starpicket mounts, you'll notice they have 2 smaller prongs in the front and 1 bigger prong in the back. I'll just come up a bit closer to the camera so you can see that. Hopefully, focus. So we've got our big prong down here and our 2 smaller ones up here. So this big prong here goes in that V section on the back of the Starpicket. Okay, so I'll just show you that. Like that. Okay, easy as that, guys. That's our universal Starpicket mount installed. I'll just whack a hive on top of that so you can see. So a standard oath size hive on top of our universal Starpicket mount. There are 4 screw holes provided in the base of this mount here. Up to you how many you use. I would go at least 2. Okay, let's move on to our next mount. Okay, our next one up is our standard Starpicket mount. Okay, so this guy here is our standard Starpicket mount. You do not have to screw your hive into this mount, but there are 2 screw holes provided. Same deal on the bottom, the same prong arrangement. All of our picket mounts are the same. Your hive sits up on top of these round bars here. Okay, so there's no chance at all of water pooling between your mount and your hive. Okay, so I'll just stick that guy on there like that. We'll get a standard oath, put him in there, and you're done. Again, up to you whether you want to utilize the 2 screw holes in the bottom of this mount. So that is our standard Starpicket mount with a standard oath hive in it. Okay, on that note, there is one hive that this universal mount here suits 99.9% of hives on the market, but there's one hive that you can't use this mount with. Let me grab it. Okay guys, I'm sure you all know these hives. This is a Goodrich hive. Okay, it's the one that's got the 2 entrances on the long side of the box. Now, these guys here have got a breather hole in the bottom of them. If you were to use this universal mount, it would cover that hole. Okay, so you can't use these mounts with these boxes here. You have to use the standard mount here. Okay, and that's that guy sitting in that mount. If you tell me that you have a Goodrich hive, then I make this mount with the prongs 90 degrees, so the hive will be facing that way. The bees will be flying out in the same direction as your Starpicket flange there. So, yep, too easy. So that's that guy there. That's the only hive that you have to worry about. And it's not a worry as long as you tell me. All right, guys, so let's move on to doing an induction from a Starpicket. Right, induction time. Okay, if you get one of our Starpicket induction kits, you will get a Starpicket base that just slides on to the picket like so. You get a duplication bar which slides through that mount. So you put it in about halfway. Now we do two different mounts to be used with this kit. Same as the Starpicket mounts, we do a universal sliding mount. Let me put that guy on there. And we do a standard sliding mount. So totally up to you what you use. You can get two of these, or you can get two of those, or you can get one of these and one of those. Totally up to you. All right, so let's just set this up here. We've got our standard mount in the back. What hive shall we use? Let's whack this oath hive up here. Okay, just make sure you guys can see that. You can. Okay, so there's our standard oath hive there. We're going to say that's our mother hive. On the front here, let's whack this guy up here. Okay, we'll just say that's our daughter hive, because it is. So once you've done your connection here with your pipework and your T-piece or whatever you're going to use, and you've got your hives in position, then you're going to need to stick your screws in this guy here, because it's the universal mount, and this guy here you don't have to screw it in, but you can if you want. So once you've got everything where you want it, you just go underneath and tighten up these 3 bolts here, and you're done. So there you go, guys. There's 2 hives on 1 Starpicket. You're not increasing your footprint in your backyard at all. Everything's all fully adjustable. Just so easy. All right, well, I think that's pretty much all. Yeah, that's all I have to tell you about. Some Starpickets are slightly different in dimensions, so your mounts may be a little bit tighter to get on and off the Starpicket. If you do need to tap it down, if it's a bit of a tight fit, get a block of wood and just tap it down gently. To remove it, if it's a tight fit, get a hammer and you strike this big leg, okay, the big one that sits in the back of the V here. Get a hammer and strike it upwards like that. That's it, guys. That's all you need to know. Thanks for watching. Be good to yourselves, eh?